Now, we're up even earlier this morning because we've got to catch a train down to Toulouse. I'll explain why shortly. But we're up early enough to catch the bakery. I told them I was making a documentary for the BBC and they all wanted to be on the film. Here's the pastry section next door. And just round the corner, the boulangerie. And now you know why you get fresh bread every morning at the boulangerie. As we've said, and as we've seen, the chateau, the castle, dominates the place. And let's have a closer look right down at the base. Rue de Grand Duc is this little alleyway which leads to the base of the castle. And we can see how these houses are built right up against the rock face. This is the rock face that Simon de Montfort and his crew started to excavate to get the count out. Now perhaps I should explain why we're catching a train to Toulouse. We were to catch a bus across country through Cathar country and then catch a train down to Carcassonne. Unfortunately there seem to be no buses going that way at the moment, so we're going to have to go down to Toulouse and then catch a train across from Toulouse to Carcassonne. There, the bakery's finished now, and yes, there he is, off to his bed or his day job or whatever. Now here is a musical academy, and it's called the Académie Gabriel Fauré. Fauré was a local lad. I think he was actually born in Pamiers, but he wrote this music, Papillon, and it's being played by Paul Tortelier. Have a last look at the castle. And another last look at the castle from the railway station. And there's our train down to Toulouse. Now to finish this little section, I found an old clip from an old Clint Eastwood film, not this one, but this one. So we're at Toulouse railway station, and we've changed onto a train going eastward towards Carcassonne. It's a posh new train. I don't think it's a TGV, but it's very posh, and it's got special little rooms for people who want to work in an office environment. It's got special little areas for kiddies to play. And very soon we are at Castelnaudaray, where we had a little contretemps with the station master, which had been censored. And after quite a long walk we arrived at this bridge over this canal or river, and this appeared to be Castelnaudaray. But then we realised that if we walk right down this road here, we arrived at the town centre. Castelnaudaray is where cassoulet, the dish cassoulet, was invented. The war memorial to the two wars, and also special mentions for Vietnam and North Africa. And we thought we'd go up and have a look in the church, and it appeared that there was a special gathering which turned out to be an exhibition of work by a local artist, which was very interesting, and I had a nice glass or two of wine. Nice painted arches there. Now the name Vidal seems to be very common in this area, and he was a troubadour there. But back to the station, and this is our train to Carcassonne. Didn't see the station master this time, fortunately. Now here's Carcassonne, and that of course is the legendary castle, almost totally rebuilt of course. Those walls of course enclose the entire old town of Carcassonne, and there's a central secure area in the middle of it. It was started well before the Moors arrived in 725, and they held it for about 30 years. They were expelled by Pepin the Short, but with the collapse of the Carolingian Empire, the area around here gained really independence from France. But then around the year 1209, our old friend Simon de Montfort turned up. You remember he had been deputed to kill all Cathars. Now these people weren't Cathars, but Mr. de Montfort thought that this would be a suitable base, so we attacked it, tricked the leader out of it, killed him and took over. Apart from the trickery, you can see that this would have been a really difficult place to break into. Now although Simon de Montfort's son ceded this to the French king, it was not until 1659 that this area came firmly within the French kingdom. Today, the entire old town is dedicated to tourism. There are gift shops and memento shops, and we're going to make our way up to the church there. It's quite a nice church, rebuilt in its latest form in Perpendicular Gothic. It's got a very tall nave inside, some lovely rose windows, and contains the tomb of Simon de Montfort. Not his remains, however, which were taken back north by his relatives because they feared what may happen to them otherwise. There's what it looks like from there. So we'll see if we can find a few more postcard shops and souvenir shops. Restoration work began in 1853. A campaign had been led by the mayor, whose monument we see here, Jean-Pierre Crowe-Meilleville, and the Inspector of Ancient Monuments, Prosper Mérimée. The work was carried out by Eugène Viollet-le-Duc. Just a brief glance at the new town now, and we'll see that the street names here also are named after famous people. This one after, I suspect, a agent in the war. We must now make our way to Narbonne.